Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Would you say that you are flexible as a parent? Hi, it's Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now. I am traveling in a place in England, and they have a lovely garden here. But in our travels, we found ourselves having to make many different choices and found ourselves with unclear choices at times, and it tested our flexibility in our travel decision-making. But as it relates to parents, are you flexible with your children? In my book, Parenting with Influence, I display how in the early years there's a whole lot less flexibility and there's much more control, where you're actually training the children in many ways through rules and regulations. But very soon we must begin to shift from a control where there are very limited options and there's much more focus on obedience. You have to move from that to where you are training your children to make decisions and to consider their options. And that is, in essence, flexibility, to where you see multiple pathways and you have to choose. And sometimes, like going down a maze, you get to a path, go in the path, and you discover that you've made a wrong decision, or it was neither right nor wrong, but it wasn't the correct one for today. And you have to do a retreat and go a different path. And that's a picture of, at times, the decisions we make with our children, that we discover that there is a better way today, a better way in this time period with our children, and that learning to flex and to train our children that we don't have all the answers, that we have to be open to new options. We have to be open to considering that we may have made a mistake, and it's not a moral failure to have made a mistake. And so sometimes it is just life. We're going along and we discover that we need to flex here. We normally have a way of handling a certain situation, but we have to flex. And it's very often the case whenever you're traveling is that you get to the train station or you get to the airport and something has happened and it's outside your control and you have to adjust. But the same thing happens in your home, that something happens. Someone spilled the orange juice, someone wet their clothes, someone forgot something, and that we can become anxious and irritated and angry, or we can learn to see the situation as it is and adjust or flex and go, okay, that's not an option anymore. You can't wear that because it is dirty, it's wet, it's whatever happened, and now we have to go a different route. Or because such and such has happened, we can no longer go to the movie. We can no longer do that. So let's unemotionally, well, we have emotions, but we manage those. And that's part of flexibility. And training our children that many things are outside of our control, and helping them to experience that by giving them options. And then they realize that they delayed in their decision and one of the options is gone. And it was the one that they had finally decided they wanted, but now someone else took that option. And that is training in flexibility. And it starts very small, choosing the color of the cup, choosing where they're going to sit at the table if you allow that, and any number of things, who they're going to invite to their birthday party. And there are opportunities throughout our children's upbringing, their childhood, where we can have the mindset that we're training them and becoming flexible and addressing their life situation and realize that it's not exactly as they'd like it, but can they adjust? Can they be flexible? And it begins with us. Whenever you're disappointed, can you maintain your emotional balance and flex? And go, well, I wish it was a different way, but here's the path that we have. So let's enjoy it, enjoy the journey. And so that mindset of being flexible and being happy or being pleasant in our life's journey, that is training flexibility. It's Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now.
If you find the advice here helpful, I encourage you to get my book, Parenting with Influence, by visiting rogersmithmd.com. Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.